Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris, and this is a wrap up of the transfer window after the chaos of the Cullen deal. And where we left things off, I said probably not going to be much transfer news because I didn't expect to be buying anyone, certainly nobody big. And we just got in Pio Esposito, and Barry comes in on loan as well. So I felt pretty good up top about a couple of young options with Ronald and with Vipotnik. Um, Wolves had other ideas. They were ready to come in for Ben Cabango. And my two off limit targets this season for everybody was Liam Cullen and Ben Cabango. And the deal just got crazy for Cullen to where we had to let him go. Cullen becomes our captain, our only team leader, etc., etc. Like everything that Cullen was, Cabango had to become, apart from a top goal scorer, which we're still kind of left in limbo there a little bit. Potnik's kind of doing his best. Um, but yeah, it was a real sketchy moment. So I basically went and put Cabango's value up as high as I could, which is like 11 million, somewhere around 11 and a quarter, I think. And a bid never came in from Wolves. We went through the full transfer window. The deadline day, nothing came in, thankfully. I'm very thankful for that because otherwise, I think we'd be okay, but like, it would not have been fun for me at all. So, it is what it is. We are where we are. That being said, there's a couple of small moves we did make. And then, deadline days, just tons of offers coming our way. And a player I didn't think I'd buy, didn't want to buy, think could be a real headache for the squad from what I know of him in FM terms, but has the potential to replace a Liam Cullen right off the bat now, can score in the Premier League, and can be resold for a lot more money than we ended up picking him up for, but had to absolutely obliterate the pay structure and the wage structure at the club to do so. All that and more to catch up on. If you haven't already subscribed, please do smash that like button. Check out the other playlists. You know the drill for the algorithm. Send your comments in. But we're going to wrap up our business. And that was the crazy deal. That was the first one we actually did. Reese Williams comes in. Rondon comes in. And Esposito and Barry. There's only a couple more deals beyond this. But the big one is Rhian Brewster coming back to Swansea. I know he had his troubles in real life. I believe he's got a very high controversy stat. I tend not to sign players that are controversial. He's inconsistent, he's injury prone, he's controversial, but boy, is he a good striker. And if between now and the end of the season he does his business and someone comes and gets him for 20 million, I'm okay with that. That's kind of the asking price we have set to try and figure out whereabouts he is. He's a little above that. 25.5 is kind of where we have him. There is, however, a minimum fee of 26. A little bit of a deal. Had to go all the way to 38. I hate doing it, and I hate doing it for someone that I know could be a problem for morale, and that would not be worth it. But 8 goals in the league this season, 10.75 million. I think that's the right thing to do. He's played you before, he's scored you before, he knows what it's all about. He's a very, very solid player. And when we put him alongside Zan Vipotnik, you can see how that might work and their values and everything, the way it all comes together. I'm not looking for Ryan Brewster to be here for 3, 5, 10 years. 6 months to 18 months, perfect window. Put himself in the shop window. Someone comes in, 26 million, more than doubles my money. But I needed someone right now I could trust more than just a pair of loanees. A young striker who's going out on loan. Tyrese John-Jules, who I didn't trust. Ronald, who's always injured. I needed something. And yeah, he came up in some of the offers. He came up with one of the agent offers, and I saw he was actually available for 8 to 12 million. So I think I had to pull the trigger. The next one I'm very happy with. Harrison Ashby, young fullback at Swansea again. From Newcastle, solid, injury prone, sure, but a bit of growth, a bit of room to grow. 120k, phenomenal deal. And then the big deals that I got offered in the transfer deadline day. Kwan, don't know who he is, but a midfielder with 16 finishing. I think we're going to try and turn him into a Mizala on attack and see how that works. Really, he's only 18. We could turn him into a striker, but bags of potential out of nowhere. Really cheap, 1.3. I mean, I couldn't really say no to that deal. Immediately got a work permit, and that was fine. Then a deal we were fighting right up until the last sort of 8 hours of the window. Big money move, 15 million. João Rego. He could be a very good striker. He could be an attacking midfield option as well. If we do move from a 4-1-3-2 to a 4-3-1-2. Retraining him to play centre mid a little better right now. But again, I think resale value is kind of what I'm aiming for on João Rego. I think he's a very good player. Offers us basically the same level of play we've already got in midfield. But he is young. The resale value, as I say, is huge. And he can be retrained to do a little more of what we want. And then 30 minutes before the window ended, we got Japa from Cruzeiro. No idea again who this is, but a 20-year-old Brazilian with a ton of potential. Can play all down that left-hand side. Could make him into a left-back, defensive midfielder, maybe fits. Again, Mizala is kind of what we're looking at. And again, he's at the level of most of our squad right now. We're going to try and send him out on loan, but, you know, that might not work because of the transfer window. But make him available for loan, see what comes of it. So we got an 18 and a 20-year-old Brazilian pair of midfielders for 5.3 million. 15 and a quarter, the big money for João Rego. A cheap deal for Harrison Ashby and Ryan Brewster as my semi-panic buy to replace Cullen alongside Pio Esposito and Barry. So, yeah, this is where we're at. Walton and Mayer in goal. We stay the same. Ashby now backs up Josh Key. We still got Braze backing up Josh Tymon. And we have Cabango and Burgess with Williams and Santos as our backups there. Wolves are still in for Cabango, but at least we know now we have him for the rest of the season. So I can take off his price. Might have been just enough. Maybe they weren't going to go for him anyway. But yeah, that sets up our midfield. And we're carrying extra bodies, a lot of extra bodies. But Tower, Gonzalez, good defensive midfield options. Abreu, Franco, Stamenic, Joe Williams, Melker Waddell, Ethan Galbraith. And now João Rego in the mix too. So, yeah, one extra body in here. I'm thinking the best thing I can do is make Diogo available for loan, push him down to the reserves. And, yeah, I feel pretty comfortable with that. And we're carrying one extra striker, two of them on loan. They've both already started okay. Not too shabby there from Pio, getting us a goal nice and early and a man of the match, and exactly the same for Tierno Barri as well. So kind of happy we're going to carry the extra striker, but Brewster, Vopotnik, our main strikers, these two rotating in to kind of find where we want them. And Ronald, kind of the odd man right now, but could be a first-team player, and we'll see how he does. There's a chance that we didn't need to buy Ryan Brewster, but I'm wary of loan deals, sort of, especially youngsters. Yeah, you're developing them for somebody else, and especially when you've already got better players, roughly similar players at your club. So, yeah, at least this I can make money out of in the future as well. And if we get another bidding war, like we did for Cullen, that might be a ton of money there. 40 plus probably for Brewster. But yeah, we survived Wolves. We went a little bit crazy in places. We spent the Cullen money, but that's fine. We had that to spend. The one thing I do regret is the Brewster deal here, more than double anybody else in terms of wages. Had to do it to get him, but did we need to get him? Probably not. Probably not. But yeah, chaotic day, absolutely crazy. So Japa, I just bought him for 4 million. I know people are already trying to buy him for potentially more than that. Interesting. Yeah, squad players, no thank you. But regular starter, sure, yeah, throw him in. Absolutely fine. And Abreu, looks like he's only got squad players there. So, biggest league, sure, throw him in on loan somewhere. And we'll see kind of if that comes back, if they come back in for him. Yeah, we do lose a little bit of money. We lose a lot of money. I'm intrigued as to where our money's gone. Very intrigued as to where our money's gone. I'll have to check that in a minute. We were over 60 million in the bank, and we did just spend 20 million. So we're not miles away from it, but at the same time, I feel surely we should have a little more than that. We only made 7 million on the entire season. I mean, I've spent, what, 500,000, so 11 and a half, 12, 13, 13 and a half, 28 and a half, 32 and a half. They kind of cover it right there. So really our profit for this season, just on transfers alone, should be 19 million, 20 million and a half, 21. Yeah, we should be about 21 million profit this season. And then facilities, let me think, what have we done? We have training facilities twice, youth facilities once, youth coaching twice. youth recruitment twice, trying to buy the stadium, finally got a merchandising opportunity. We haven't seen that yet, but that is coming. Trying to think if there are any other things that we spent money on there. And then signing on fees is going to be a lot. Yeah, I think probably the 7 million for a season is right. It's just, I know this number was about 63 million, and it's yeah, it's disappeared quickly on the Brewster and the Zhao deals, I guess. But yeah. Okay, so the board wanted more for Hanley. Really? I'm not so sure I really agree with that, considering he was terrible for us and just wasn't training well either, and he's 32. But okay. And the supporters don't like Christian Randon, who's a 4-star potential striker, where we're really weak. Talking of really weak dynamics in the hierarchy is a little touch and go too. Yeah, Kean Timon, Vipotnik, Burgess, they should all rise up. So probably Cabango, Walton, Burgess as team leaders eventually. Timon, Key, Vipotnik, and Vidal as highly influential, maybe even Stamenic in there. I can see that happening. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of what happened in the transfer window. There's so much craziness that's gone on. We've also gone ahead and got a bunch new staff with even more to come. Yeah, we got 2 work permits to come. We'll kind of see what happens with that too. Will still lack of directness. Big possession for possession's sake. We're literally probably the worst team in the entire league for possession. We roughly do about 20 to 30% possession per game. But sure, talk up our possession. If that forces teams to expect that from us, then okay. At home to Southampton, board say a draw, fans say a win. Damn, they don't have want the world, do they? My job to give it to them. My job to give it to them. What are we? Cautious? Yeah, I like cautious right now. I think that works. Galbraith better out wide. Rian Brewster dropped is kind of not what I want to see. The rest of it seems fine. But yeah, I think that's what we go with. Save the game. Couple of players rotated out for this. So Vidal, Santos get starts. They normally wouldn't. Burgess away on international duty. Brewster on the bench. Franco on the bench. Rego on the bench. Carrying a few too many first team players. But yeah. Let's see what we can get done then after this transfer window. At home to Southampton. Top of the table clash. We'll see kind of what we can do and who wants to respond. So Timon, Staminish, Galbraith happy. The strikers motivated, the defenders motivated, Vidal motivated as well. Brewster motivated on the bench. So still waiting his debut due to a little knock after joining us. Very, very tough game ahead of us with some of the league's best players in a number of positions, including a couple that were formerly with us. They're currently sitting third. They're trying to fend off Ipswich. We're trying to fend off Norwich. We are at home. We have got a result over them earlier in the season too. And we're just going to try and control things. Josh Key, ball in. Melka can't get there. Back down to Key. Oh, defender got in the way of that one. I really thought Josh Key was about to become an absolute legend there and lash that one in for us. But if our fullbacks are doing well, normally our strikers will do well. And that means as a club, we will kind of succeed. The fullbacks combined, they lay it back for Galbraith. And Ethan just throws that in. Smash and grab at the near post here as it gets cleared. Galbraith, Key, Timon, back to Galbraith, and he puts it in the top corner. That is a great start for us against a very tough opponent. And now Josh Timon. Come on, Josh. Oh, just over the bar there from Ricardo Santos. Timon again. Throwing it up. Esposito to Galbraith. Back to Josh Timon. He cuts inside rather weirdly. Towers the man back. Finds Josh Key. What can Key do? Finds Jan Zapotnik. And Jan Zapotnik gets the second goal 10 minutes in. 2-0 over Southampton. When our full backs fly, so do the rest of the flock. The Swans are soaring, and our strikers usually end up getting the benefit from good wing-back play. Timon and Key both with assists early, both heavily involved, and it has given us a big lead early on at home against Southampton while we're playing defensive. And so that means they're going to have to be really more adventurous and come at us throughout this. Downs, our former player, has been booked at the base of their kind of midfield, their pivot. And I don't mind that. I'm happy to see this game out. We got a lot of possession. We've had a lot of balls forward, a lot of corners, and a lot of stuff in their final third. And we get to the point where, as I say, we're well in control of this game at half-time. Let's find another gear. See, can we get going, or will we be a little lackluster? We will see, but Walton with the ball at the back, up to Tower, finds Galbraith, Pio to Vopotnik, running through. Cheeky little shot. Good run from deep from whoever that was, probably Melka. Maybe Staminish, maybe Melka. Taylor is booked as well, so going down that right-hand side might be a good thing for us to do if we can. Walton gets it. Where's he going to go? He's going to go up towards Pio, who can win this header. Brings it down. It's gone out wide. Got some support. Vopotnik far post. Vidal will clean up. Back to Josh Key. Back to Cabango. Melka inside now. Back to Cabango. Probably going to go across the back. Tower the halfback to Walton. He can though find Santos. And he can pick which fullback he wants to play through maybe. Galbraith! Oh my God, Ethan Galbraith with an absolute demonic idea there. almost lobs the goalkeeper. Absolutely crazy. Josh Key maybe needing to come off soon. But wow. Very dangerous side, though. We need to be careful about what they're going to do. I'm going to go to positive. Let's try and get out of this. Stamenic gives away a penalty. Such a weak way for them to get into the game when they've done absolutely nothing for over an hour. Walton goes the wrong way. It will be a save. And Josh Key is hurt. Harrison Ashby will make his debut. Esposito's done okay with flick-ons and so on and so forth. But Rion Brewster will make his re-debut. And that's it for right now. A couple of extra people just to come in and help cover that side of the injury where the goal came from. And up front, a little bit more in terms of impetus moving forward. We're trying to control this game out. Southampton haven't done very much all game. They don't look like they want to play very much. Harwood, Bellis, Walton does come and get it. Gonna have to go long because it's kind of the way everybody's up. But Rian Brewster, he has got him behind. And oh my God, he fluffed his lines. He absolutely fluffed his lines. Oh, I'm so annoyed at that. I'm so annoyed at that. I definitely want us to go at them a little more. But I can't believe he missed that. But Popnik off for Ronald. Galbraith, I think João Regao makes the best option there. And then for Melka, Gombi, Williams. Just feel that's kind of what needs to be done. Kind of what needs to be done. Final 10 minutes. Chance to put this one to bed. Fresh legs on. We'll see how it kind of works out. But Cabango to Brewster. They're going to get a chance to reset and play. One final chance for them. They break the lines. They play it out wide. Josh Tyman kind of messes it up, but Tower, all he had to do was play it short. He didn't. João Regao's now got a cover. Why? You cheating son of a bitch. 2 soft penalties in a game Southampton haven't done anything with. Oh my God, this is highway robbery. Highway robbery. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And yeah, of course he scores. Of course he scores. Just out of nowhere, FM decides that they don't want me to win this match when we have fully deserved to win it. I'm going to go for the win because, like, it doesn't matter, really, if we lose at this point. But Regal, stamina, Jesus. Cut inside, get on your foot, drive it home, do something. Ball in, and oh my God, Santos. Santos almost got it, but yeah, Southampton don't deserve anything. 2 penalties, they're only shots on target. They're going to sneak away with this one. They might even come through and pick up the victory. But about as undeserved a draw as you can get. But yeah, 2 penalties. Second one soft as hell. The first one maybe fairer, but oh my god, I've never been in control of a game against a very good team like that. A team that's better than us, player for player, realistically. Been so dominant and then just giving up the 2 penalties out of nowhere from their first and second real attacks of the game. Like, I don't get how a game like that happens. I don't get how a game like that happens. We stole one at their place. They stole a point, sure, but we stole all 3 at their place. But yeah, we absolutely dominated and we get very little back. Can be very tough to take. Very tough to take. I'm choosing some absolute crazy games to livecom. I just wish one of them kind of went our way against a big club like they should be. I feel really hard done by. Okay, so we get absolute terrible Americans or Chinese with average youth. China with average youth. Or New Mexico below average. I think the difference between the countries is pretty big. I don't know for sure. But I feel like America's quite highly rated in terms of, I don't even know the name of the stat. It's not youth. Is it just youth rating? It might be youth rating, actually. I was thinking it's something importance, but it's not importance. Might be youth rating. If I'm right, I think Brazil or whatever have like a 170. Germany have like a 150. I think England has like a 130 maybe. America, I think, has a 110. And then China, I'd put in the, I don't know, 60. Well, no, probably higher than that. 80 range, somewhere around there. So I'm pretty sure we're better off going for the American club. But that's if I'm right. Which I think I am right, but below average to average could be a big jump. It all depends about the youth recruitment. Merchandising money, probably similar. I think I'm just going to go China and see. I think I'm likely to get other American clubs again. China's kind of rare, to be honest. You get South Korea and Japan a lot. You don't get a lot of Chinese. So, Changkun Yatai, they are a solid club. Good stadium. Nothing really about them of note, to be fair. But I don't think any of the other clubs were as well. But okay. I don't mind that. And that's our final 2 staff members in, if I'm correct. That should be all our business taken care of. Donnelly, who'd scored against us in the match against Stoke, by the way. He actually scored to open up the match at about 15 minutes in, I think. And then Vapotnik scored, and then somebody scored late on. It wasn't that long ago? There we go. Stamenic. Yeah, Stamenic scored, and it wasn't for Potnik, it was Pio Esposito's goal. But yeah, that was kind of fun to see him score. Thankfully, it didn't mean anything in terms of a bad result against us. But that's nice. Everything's set up. Beautiful stuff. And now we're back to chasing, not only chasing Norwich City, but holding off Ipswich and holding off Southampton as well now after that result. And yeah, we did promise Rhian Brewster we'd get promoted and he'd be our penalty taker. He really didn't want to join us. I just wanted to sign him and I got my man, so I gotta be happy about that. But I'll be a lot happier once he scored the first couple of goals for us. Maybe against Derby, a great place for him to open his account. That would be really nice. He had such a good chance towards the end of that game. Southampton could have scored the winner. Sadly, though, he didn't. So I don't really know what I want to do about that. So just double check. Staff fully done. Budgets are good. They're not going to allow us to ask for anything else. We could ask for a new contract, but I'd rather do that when we've got promotion kind of sealed, which shouldn't be that far off then. We're on the final page. Derby away and then Norwich at home. I think I'd rather draw against Southampton and beat Norwich than the other way around. So hopefully, if that game goes our way, we'll be okay. Coventry should be a good match. Hull and Bristol again, chance to just keep winning points. Watford, Preston, Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall, West Brom. Again, March kind of looks like a good month for us. Wrexham away. And there's some big clubs, but at home, Middlesbrough and Leicester. Ipswich away is going to be a really tough one. But then Blackburn at home, Birmingham away, not too shabby. So there aren't too many more games out there that we really would fear. Norwich at home, big match. Hull away, a very solid match indeed as well. Leicester at home and Ipswich away. They're kind of the four. If we lose all those, we got a good chance of winning all the rest. Those 4 losses would put us, down to 57. So right smack bang in the middle of playoffs is kind of what we'd look like by losing those 4 and matching the results of all the teams around us in the other matches as well. So I think we're quite good. We're not running away with the league. Sadly, top scorer was poached. He has opened his account for Everton, despite being bought as an important player and given 91k a week. They played him off the bench. That seems a little weird to me, but okay. Okay, they're going with Beto. I don't blame them for that, but why is he a regular starter and Liam an important player and you're not going with the important player? Darryl Dykes started. He in the cup, but he started a game. And Dye has started plenty of games across the season as a squad player. Very strange and interesting. Very strange and interesting. But he has at least scored. Kind of want to see him do well. Hopefully we meet them next season. But until then, we'll have to wait and see. Some big matches coming up. The end of the season coming quickly. And as I say, a lot still to play for in this season. Nothing decided yet. We'll kind of see how it goes. But I'll be back in the next one then for an end of season wrap up. Maybe the playoffs, if we're in them, we'll do live com of one or two of those games. And we'll see how we go. But until then, take care, stay safe, all the very best to you. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Check out the other playlists. I'll see you all so soon.